Well, hi there, guys, and welcome to another JRD Dance Media video podcast. Today I have the pleasure of having my original ambassador, Mia. Her mum is on. Krista, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, Josh.
Absolute pleasure. So let's get into it. We'll start off straight away. And I guess my first question would be, when did you first notice Mia's initial passion for dance, and what was your response to that?
So we knew that she loved music because she would always sort of dance around in a living room. But with the reason we put her in dance, she was quite introvert, believe it or not.
Wow.
Yeah. So she was only 2, but she had sleep apnea. So she was a little bit delayed, and she was partially deaf as well. So she was quite introverted. So it took her a little bit longer to get out of her shell. So we decided to put her into dance to bring her out of her shell, and it worked.
Wow, I never would have known that about Mia. She is certainly not an introvert now.
Not now.
So I guess, can you share any memorable moments or milestones where you really started to notice those improvements?
Yeah, so look, she definitely had that stage presence about her from day dot. She had some really great coaches like Nicole Seggi, and then also at Premiere as well, some great coaches there that really supported her, and we saw growth in her quite quickly. She just really something. She didn't get it straight away. Like, she wasn't great straight away. It took her a little bit to sort of get into the learning some of these dance moves and what have you. And she sort of just grew really quickly in a short amount of time, I guess, with the support of her dance coaches. And she just progressed from there and just kept getting stronger and stronger over the years.
Well, that's really, really lovely to hear. It's great to hear that she's had so much support from an early age. And you yourself, what are some of the particular things you do to help nurture this passion now and keep her growing?
So I guess something that we do is make sure that we keep her grounded and, have conversations with her about, as much as she loves dance, it's all about, being kind as well and humble, and as long as she's doing it for fun as well, not to take things so seriously. And really, the biggest competitor is herself. So she just needs to, be better than the person that she was the day before.
And what about you? What are some of the things you've personally faced and the challenges of being a dance mum? What's that like?
Yes, that's a good one. I guess, as a dance parent, there's a lot of time invested. There's a lot of money invested. I think the biggest challenges is, ensuring and making sure that, your child is staying that grounded person and to be kind to others, and just take it as it comes. I think the challenges that we've sort of faced is you can get caught up in it all as well, especially when it's quite a competitive environment. And I think that even though we're so invested in what she does and we want to see her succeed, you've got to take that step back as well.
Yeah. And then off camera, we've spoken a little bit in regards to sometimes the length that some of the dance competitions go for.
Yeah.
And my understanding is you obviously work as well. How do you balance being out until midnight at a dance comp, getting up and going to work, well, getting everyone ready for school first, then going out to work, and what sort of effect does that have on you?
Yeah, so unfortunately I don't have the luxury of being an at-home mum. So I do work full-time and I do have quite a demanding job. So that is a huge challenge, and we do spend lots of time at dance competitions, and even with just dance classes. Mia can be at dance class until 9 o'clock at night. So we don't get to go to bed early because we have to go pick up Mia from dance class. So, and then get home and make sure she's fed and bathed and in bed as well, and getting her rest. So it definitely is challenging, because that happens, most days of the week as well. And then, generally weekends, every few months or so, there is a dance competition where I would, depending on what day it's on, but sometimes I do have to take a sneaky day off the next day because it is tiring. It's long days.
So you sort of answered my next question a little bit earlier on, but what impact do you think dance has had on Mia's development as a person?
Yeah, look, I think she's dealt with quite a few challenges at an early age as well. And it's just been the support of a dad and I, and sort of the advice really of us to help her through those challenging times. I definitely feel that she's had challenges that an 11-year-old little girl wouldn't normally have with this particular sport, and just some of the different dynamics, I think, within groups as well. So it has been challenging for her, but her growth through that, and we as parents couldn't be more proud of the way that she's handled herself in those situations.
So raising a young dancer is obviously quite challenging, and there's a lot of things that you'll experience that other parents don't in a sport like dance. So I guess my next question is, how do you find the dance community? Have they been supportive? Have they been nurturing of Mia as well?
Yeah, definitely. I think there is quite a good dance community out there, and I think there's like any sport. I think that there's always going to be a percentage that probably aren't so supportive. However, I think that most of the dance community is very supportive. Like Mia's has got quite a few friendships with different studios, whether they're on the coast, Newcastle, Sydney, all around the place. But yeah, definitely there is a small percentage, I would say, that are challenging, and we do face with challenges. But I think, as well as parents, we really need to role model that behaviour, and and teach our kids kindness. That's so important, to be kind.
Yeah, I couldn't have said that better myself.
So yeah, and I think and to stay grounded too. Like, this is something they're doing this because they love to do it. They're doing this because they're good at it, and especially at this level of dance. Yes, it is competitive, but again, like, this is something that we remind Mia is, you're only competing against yourself. Keep trying to be better than you were yesterday.
Yeah. I couldn't have said that better myself. I totally agree with everything you said there. And look, focusing a little bit now on Mia a bit more, are there any personality traits that you think that she has that reflect in what she said were her favourite dance styles?
Yes, look, she definitely can be quite out there. So, so things like Broadway and musical theatre definitely is her. She's a little actress, so that definitely does fit with her personality. Another thing that she didn't say that surprises me is the acro side of it, because she is super flexy, and she loves acro as well. And I think any real style, because she loves them all, don't get me wrong, but she's able to switch it up with her personality. So 1 minute she can come out and do this really sassy jazz, and then the next minute she can come out and do like this really emotional lyrical. So she can put it on. Yeah. And I think she is deep down a little actress, and I think that helps bring out her personalities when she's dancing.
Yeah, she definitely shines bright on stage, that's for sure. And how do you encourage a balance between her schoolwork, her health, and her dance? How does that work for you? Because I know there's always so much going on for you guys.
Yeah, look, and academics, yes, it's important. I don't necessarily need or want Mia to be the top of the class and first in everything. There's good things that she's good at and things that she's not so great at. Creative arts, clearly, she's great at. Like anything to do with drawing and painting at school, she's great. Things like your English, science and maths, she's average. So, and that's all I ask. I don't need her to be at top of class. As I mentioned before, she does go to a sports college, and she's lucky enough to go to a sports college where they do embrace dancing as well as her academics, and the style of learning that they have there is different just to our modern day school environment as well. The way that they teach the kids, it's more of a relaxed environment, which definitely suits Mia. She's definitely independent with her learning. So that whole structured type learning that you see in traditional schools doesn't really suit her. So she does thrive more so in that type of environment.
Now, do you think her grades with math and science have any sort of impact on her self-esteem at all?
Absolutely. We have had recent situations where she has been quite upset because she can see that there's other children in her class that have progressed more in math, for instance, than her. So I think that plays a bit on her anxiety around that she's not good enough. Her personality, she is a bit of a perfectionist, so I feel that she does think that she's not good enough in those situations, which does have an impact on her.
Well, I must say though, she's very lucky to have a mum like you with all of that support there, because I'm sure that just boosts her confidence so much more. And I wanted to move a little bit into social media side of things as well, hence why we do the podcast and that sort of thing. What sort of impact do you think social media is having on Mia, and what are the benefits of it in her life? Yeah,
so look, Mia does have a social media account like Instagram and what have you. She doesn't run that. I run that. So she does have access to that. With me, so it's supervised. I think it's really important that we do watch and supervise what the kids are doing on social media. Mia's only 11, so she's definitely not old enough to understand a lot of the content that's on there. And I see, like even with running Mia's Instagram account, some of the messages that come through that we need to block and report. And I wouldn't want her to be seeing any of that. The content that she does see, and it's all about dance. So it's, combos, or it's, different choreographers dancing. It's her friends dancing, and those are the sort of things that she enjoys watching, and it does motivate her as well as a dancer. Like she will see something on Instagram or even on, all these TikTok combos and things like that, and she'll, sit down and do all of those as well. So it's actually helping her do different styles and different types of dancing as well.
Yep.
But, I'm a big believer that it needs to be supervised.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. Couldn't agree more with you there. And do you think long term as well it's going to benefit her career? Because I do see her TikToks all the time. They come up on my TikTok feed. Her Instagram reels come up on my feed.
Yep.
Do you see the benefits of social media in terms of boosting her career? And how do you see that playing out?
Yeah, look, and I think moving into the world that we're moving into, everything is social media, right? Everything is, TikTok at the moment. I know it always changes, but as long as you're keeping up with all of it, I definitely think there's a place for it, and I definitely think it will help her in the future, getting a footprint in there, I guess, and showing what she can do. The thing that I really like about it as well is one day she can look back as well, and she's got all those memories from all those years.
Yep.
I just hope Instagram's around for that time. But yeah, there's so much content on there because she's had this account, and yeah, it was when she was about 5 years old, she started that Instagram account. Well, I started that Instagram account for her. So yeah, there's so much on there that I think that she can look back one day and see it all for herself. But yeah, I definitely think that it will help get her name out there one day. She does have these goals of being on Broadway and things like that. So yeah, who knows where it'll take her.
Well, speaking of goals, as a family, do you share a goal in regards to Mia's dance journey?
We just want Mia to be happy with what she's doing. We want her to be confident in what she's doing. The moment, and we always remind her, you don't have to keep doing this because you've been doing it for so long. You need to do this because you love doing it, and we will always 100% support her in that if that's what she wants to do. So yeah, look, if this is what she wants to do and she's still loving it, then we'll support her 100% of the way.
That's fantastic. And then I guess my final question for you, for new dance mums that are coming into the dance world, they've got their 2 and 3 year olds that are just about to start dance. What advice would you give to them?
Buckle up. Look, I think that dance is great. It really is. It's great for their confidence. It's great for them to make new friends. It's great as parents to see them accomplish what they accomplish on stage. I've had a lot of really proud moments. So that's great. Yeah, look, if you've got the time, you've got the money. Sky's the limit with it, really. You know, one thing leads to another all the time with dance. It's just the add-on, the add-on, the add-on. And look, and if you want to, and your child wants to progress with that and you're happy for that, yeah, go for gold. Yeah, I think it's, we do have, generally in speaking, let's go 80 to 90% of our dance community is fantastic. So yeah, look, stay grounded, teach your children to be kind, role model for your kids, and you'll succeed.
Fantastic. Well, Krista, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure. Well, guys, if you'd like to come onto the JRD Dance Media podcast, simply head to jrddancemedia.com. There's a form on there for you to fill out. You do need to be over 18, so if you're not, get your parents to fill it out for you, and I'll talk to you soon.